compared to what I've seen, Call of Duty Zombies seems to be on a downfall, and it's not like the recent COD Zombies games have been at a high. It's not like everybody loved BO6 Zombies, but at the very least, the marketing for the game and the months leading up to the release, there was a lot of hype around it. Whether or not you thought that game was good or not is totally different, but people were excited to play it. Not as much as they were Cold War, I did notice, and you can go back a year in time and take a look for yourself. People weren't as engaged and excited about zombies as they were compared to Cold War, which is weird because we've been told by Treyarch for every COD Zombies that we've had since then that it was successful. Treyarch told us Outbreak in Cold War was one of the most played zombies modes ever. Liberty Falls in Black Ops 6, I might be misquoting them, but it was something along the lines of that map being one of, if not the most popular zombies map ever, the most played. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies was apparently also a huge hit. However, when you look at it from a consumer's perspective, you don't really see any evidence of that, to the point where you think to yourself, how can that be the case? COD Zombies is constantly drowned in negativity now. The only positivity we really get is with the release of a new map, and then again, it only lasts for a week or two. I can't remember the last time Call of Duty Zombies was positive throughout the majority, not all, of its life cycle. We've always gotten a map where people have gone, okay, this is a one-off, this is bad. With Black Ops 3, that was Zetsubo no Shima. With Black Ops 2, that was Transit. With Black Ops 1, that was 5, believe it or not, for a lot of people. Although Shangri-La got its fair share of complaints. For Black Ops 4, it was Alpha Omega or the Chaos maps. The point I'm making is, I feel like at one point in time, even though no game was perfect, COD Zombies was surrounded with positivity. If that wasn't the case, then it wouldn't have continued past World at War. This bonus game mode wouldn't have got up on its feet if people were just constantly saying, well, this is shit. That wasn't the case for the first 4 or 5 games, but I feel as we've got onto the latter stages of this mode's life cycle into the more recent games, everyone that's released feels like its reception and the negativity surrounding it is getting bigger and worse. And I think that could be for 3 reasons. Is that because at this point we have just seen everything that Zombies has to offer and so are getting kind of tired of it? Because at the end of the day, it's a simple mode, you run around in circles, killing zombies. Yes, there's a storyline, but from a gameplay perspective, COD Zombies is simple in terms of what you are there to do. So 1, is it a case of fatigue? 2, is it a case of build up? And what I mean by that is, have we gotten so many bad Zombies games in a row that at this point, people have no expectations, which explains why there is very little excitement around Black Ops 7 Zombies? Or 3, is it because Call of Duty Zombies has, to put it simply, just become a bad mode? And honestly, I think it's a mixture of all 3. Less so my first point of Zombies fatigue, I'll explain why in just a second, but it is a combination of getting so many bad games in a row. And when I say bad, of course that's subjective. Someone might love a feature that I don't like or hate a feature that I think's really cool, but the difference is, compared to, I would say, World at War to Black Ops 3 and 4 Zombies, they all had their negatives, but the positives outweighed them. Whereas now, that isn't the case. There is not enough good things in modern day Zombies to overcome the negatives. And it might be there are 10 really great things, but one bad thing about it that people just can't get over. I mean, Modern Zombies does play completely different now to what it used to, mainly due to the new gameplay systems, armor, loadouts, salvage, etc. There's just so much that goes into it, and so much that has changed, and so many conflicting opinions that it's really difficult to say what the problem is with Zombies now, and why it seems to have taken this drastic downfall in terms of optimism, because I'm old enough to remember, I'm 27, a time where getting a new COD Zombies game was so exciting. I was a little bit young to remember World at War and Black Ops 1 Zombies at this point, but I was so excited to get my hands on Black Ops 2 and play Transit. Yes, it wasn't great, but oh my god, seeing that trailer and just theorising about the mode altogether was so exciting from not a content creator's point of view back then, but a consumer watching YouTube videos and playing the game myself. The excitement to see more of Black Ops 3 Zombies was unreal. The same can be said for Black Ops 4 and Cold War, but it was after that point I noticed a change, and so I can only say it has to mean that game did something to change the community's outlook on this mode, to cause players to lower their expectations. Immediately after the release of Cold War Zombies, which would have been Vanguard, I noticed the hype wasn't there. compared to Cold War, and rightfully so. It was rubbish. It was worse for Modern Warfare 3 zombies. Black Ops 6 zombies, go back and look for yourselves, did not have the excitement around the zombies mode that a Black Ops game should. And now BO7 Zombies is suffering from the exact same thing. The nostalgia parts of it, Victor Fantakio, Nikolai and Dempsey coming back, the Transit remake or remaster, whatever you want to call it, all of the elements of the old timeline are getting people excited, but the new elements of zombies still being in the game, if this was Black Ops 1, 2, 3 or 4, even Cold War, the excitement would be 10 times more for Black Ops 7 than what it is now. There is excitement there, maybe because people are hopeful that old zombies will come back anyway, but still compared to what it used to be, it's nothing. It's hard to say, but I do think we are witnessing the downfall of COD Zombies. And actually, it happened a long time ago. If I noticed this shift happened after Cold War, surely that means it was that game that caused people to lose hope. And well, what did that game change about the mode that could have caused people to drastically change their opinions? It's surely the gameplay systems. Okay, you can argue maps, you can argue storyline, both of which are valid, but like I said near to the beginning of the video, we've always had 1 or 2 bad maps in each game. We get over it. We've always had storylines which are exciting and pique the community's interests and then drop off and become a little bit boring. The only consistent since Cold War Zombies is the change to the systems, and I can only put it down to that. There is a community that likes the new gameplay systems to zombies, and clearly it's working and successful if Treyarch haven't changed it, but at the same time, this to me has to be the main reason why this mode has become so controversial, why it lacks optimism. Whether you like it or not, you can't argue these system changes to Modern Zombies means the game no longer feels and plays the same as it did from World at War to Black Ops 4, or really to Black Ops 3, but the only major change BO4 made was to the perk system and special weapons. I don't think that was too drastic compared to the introduction of loadouts, the armor system, salvage, crafting, and more. And I was just thinking about this yesterday. If I could describe the original Call of Duty Zombies in one word, I would say survival. It was a survival game mode. You load in with a pistol, and then it's all about working your way up, rebuilding barriers, trying to survive against zombies. Whereas what one word would I use to describe it now? I'm struggling because I don't really feel like I know what genre it fits into. It's not a survival game mode anymore. You're not loading in with a bad weapon and the game is forcing you to work your way up. You don't repair barriers in zombies anymore, and the armor system makes it extremely easy if you can take 10 hits off a zombie. So it's not a survival game mode. It's not horror, stealth, action. There's no competitiveness because you're playing against AI. It's not real players. I don't really know where the mode fits in. It feels more like a grinder. It purely exists to grind camos, rank up. Black Ops 6 Zombies, at least, was the first zombies game for me where it felt like there wasn't really a purpose to it. It's got no specific identity because most of its features are from Warzone or multiplayer, and I think that's a huge problem too. The negativity of Call of Duty altogether, looking at the Black Ops 7 trailer, the amount of dislikes that has, which is mainly directed towards the campaign and multiplayer because that was what was shown off in it, also rubs off on zombies. The game mode suffers from the problems that multiplayer has and that Warzone has. And that wouldn't be as big of an issue if the two modes weren't so connected now. If they weren't using Warzone's already negatively received features, if they didn't allow you to use crazy skins in zombies which people absolutely hate in multiplayer, which may not even be a huge problem in zombies, things that may not be the zombies development team's problems initially, then become theirs because the problems of multiplayer and Warzone rub off on it. Because the three modes have all just become too intertwined. There was a point in time where zombies was almost completely separate from multiplayer, and now it's really difficult to argue that's the case. I mean, bad marketing also comes into play. I think Milo made a great point on this. About a month ago, Treyarch invited YouTubers to their studio to play COD Zombies, but didn't allow them to give their honest opinions on the mode. Instead, giving them their official statements and telling them you can only release this information out to your audience, even though you may have gathered your own opinions on it and you know more than what we're officially allowing you to say. No, basically, keep all of these secrets to yourself and just put out these few official statements that we're telling you. Okay, that's fine, but why invite people to play the game then? That makes me as a consumer, someone who hadn't played it, suspicious. and it's bad marketing. Treyarch expected these YouTubers to make videos on this official information they've been given, but not allow them to give their honest opinions at the same time. I mean, that just doesn't sound good, right? If I told you guys, okay, Treyarch said this about the game and they said this, but I can't give you my opinions on it yet, you'd say, why? That in itself is marketing. That's how Treyarch wanted to market zombies, and it's terrible. The game mode storyline over the past few years has also come into contention, especially with Black Ops 6, the complaints being about the lack of depth and mystery. To me, this might not be the case for you. I felt that same thing in the past 3 games, Modern Warfare 3, Vanguard, and Cold War to a certain extent. Zombies is so convoluted and confusing, whether it comes to the storyline or what people want from a gameplay point of view, because there is a lot of people that love the new system, so how do you please everyone? You can't. If Liberty Falls was the most played zombies map of all time, that must mean it's good, right? The best way to get an answer is to ask the question, when was zombies at its best? You can only pick one game. Let me know in the comment section below which one you would pick, but I would say Black Ops 3. There are games that are pretty close, Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 4 for me, especially from a storyline point of view, not necessarily gameplay. But if you look at when zombies was at its best, and then you look at the current game and compare the differences, that should tell you what has caused it to get to this state. The storyline is different from game to game. Granted, we did have Richtof and Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey for 5 games in a row from World War II Black Ops 4, so their deaths in that game could have been a contributing factor to the storyline just falling off a cliff after that, but they are back now. The Easter eggs are fine. That only leaves us with the gameplay. And the major shift between the community's favourite zombies game, Black Ops 3, to the latest one, the changes in gameplay that drastically affect how it plays are the armour system, loadouts, salvage, and craftables. Oh, and also how the perks work, you being able to upgrade them. I personally don't think that's an issue, but it is a drastic change to the gameplay system, so I can't rule that one out, even though I think it's a good change. It's got to be that. How do Treyarch fix this then? Do they improve on the current systems? Do they innovate? Do they go back to the old systems? Do they try something new once again, or do they just continue on with it? I don't know, because on one hand, I think going back to the old way zombies used to play could be considered a downgrade. I do think it wasn't as smooth, it was more sluggish, but at the same time, these new gameplay systems means it isn't a survival game mode anymore. Yes, technically you are still surviving against zombies, but just playing it for yourself, I don't feel that. And, well, if COD Zombies isn't a survival game mode, then what is it? It surely just becomes another camo grinder, another XP grinder. I don't really get what reason you have to play it if the game's that easy that it is no challenge to get up to round 100, that I can choose my loadout weapon and 3 armor plates. What makes this game mode unique anymore is the question I would ask. It is a difficult one. I know firsthand how controversial these questions are because the community is so split. There's a huge player base that loves new zombies and a huge player base that doesn't. But that never used to exist. We just used to have a huge player base that loved zombies because we knew nothing else. We had just had these same systems for a very long time. It was only after the changes and the games it's continued in, Cold War, Vanguard, MW3, and now Black Ops 6, that it became so divided. Were those changes necessary? I would say no, because I don't remember anyone saying, okay, the way zombies plays needs to change, this is just bad, even though this is also what's made it successful at the same time. But for some reason, Treyarch decided to change it all in Cold War, and that's where the problem started. I do know one of the reasons the point system changed was because the current co-director, I think he is, Kevin Drew, I don't know what he was at the time of Cold War, said he wanted to change the point system because, and I might be misquoting here, his brother found it too difficult. He was getting abused for not purchasing doors or something like that. So it sounds like, for that change at least, the point system, it was more personal for one of the developers. Whether or not any other player went through that, I don't know. I didn't personally. I would say that was actually what made zombies fun, when the point system was more complex and you would have to know how to play it properly, to shoot and knife to maximise your points, something which you wouldn't necessarily know as a new player, or a noob if you want to call them that. Is that a good enough reason for Treyarch to make a massive change to one of the major gameplay systems, considering it had been the same since World at War. It did change a little bit in Black Ops 4. I don't know, man. The reason I wanted to make this video is because it's so odd, having been around since Black Ops 2, the end of BO1, not really seeing any excitement for the release of Call of Duty Zombies anymore. Modern Warfare 3, Vanguard, Black Ops 6, and now Black Ops 7, and you have to put that into perspective. Yes, me and a lot of people are really excited about the game, but compared to the excitement that was around during BO4, 3, 2, 1, Cold War, it's not there. In the community it is, but overall for video game players, it's just not. You might personally be excited about it, but looking at the overall reaction, statistically, it's not. And that has to be for the reasons I've explained in this video. Anyway, I will leave that one there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.